Hello everybody, once again back with another CT Expert video with Glaze here. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. Today we're going to be looking at Magisk on Dust2 of Astralis. We're going to be looking mostly at how Magisk plays a solo site and also a duo site with Dupree. As always guys, I'll be using the full config of Magisk here, so that'll be 4x3, 1280 by 960 and the crosshair you'll see in game currently. So the first round we're going to get into here guys, we're not going to be looking at Astralis' pistol, however we're going to be looking at Astralis' force buy and how Magisk plays this force buy of Dupree on this B site with only a pistol and armor basically. So because Astralis early on are giving up that long control as you can see on the map, Astralis feels some sort of pressure to get some sort of information as they're on a backbone of the buy. That is why Dupree and Magisk are slowly starting to walk up and take this B tunnel control together, making sure they're close enough to each other to trade, but not so close that they get flat or just easily sprayed down by the enemy. After they get all this information and clear all the way through lower tunnel as well, that gives the opportunity for Glaze to rotate back through CT and hold towards long with the scout instead of watching mid. This is one thing you can do in pugs and also teams guys, you know, if you're on a bad buy, you can try get the information for your team. It is a bit risky at some points, however it might pay off, you know, because you might get that information and allow your team to stack the right position. So now we're going to be watching the first full buy round we're going to have here versus G2. They didn't throw a cross smoke here, however Magisk gets tagged up unfortunately from the scout of Amanek, but that shouldn't matter too much really. So Dupree throws the Molotov for Magisk here, allowing him to keep his utility in the situation as he actually can't afford a Molotov at all. So he doesn't have one, that's why Dupree throws it in the situation for him. And then he's just going to keep moving around all these different angles. You can see all these different little headshot angles and all these different things, just peeking for information, you know. Throwing down a smoke at around the 115 mark, just to make himself feel a bit more safe and put a little bit more pressure on the T side for wasting down the clock a little bit. So this is quite a common spot Magisk is going to play, just on top of this little box here, just jiggling, you know. He's not just standing there staring into the tunnel position, he is constantly jiggling and making sure if there's someone walking up, because as a T, because obviously they play at a very high level, when Ts, obviously players know their pre-angles and their pre-aiming and everything for different angles, so if a T walks around that corner of a deagle or whatever it is, they're just going to take your head off most of the time if you're not jiggling on that angle, and making it a lot harder for the Ts to hit you in that situation. Watch now how Magisk is going to react as the mid to B smoke comes in through middle. As Dupree is tucked on that close right side, Magisk feels free that he can quickly look towards window towards mid and get a double kill. However, he does get traded off eventually, but Astralis still close out the round in this situation. So now going into the third round guys, you're going to see the early smoke for the cross, so Magisk doesn't get hurt this time, and then he's going to start with the very fast Molotov to make sure any rushes can't come in. He's also, when he's running into the site, you're going to see how after he throws a Molotov, he's going to quickly turn to the left. That is to play anti-flash for a brief amount of time to make sure if the T's smoke off his Molotov and just flash through it, he won't get caught off in that situation, and he can just take the flash in the back basically and then re-swing and then take the duel into the T's pushing through. So again with the early smoke to cross middle, however it gets caught on a pixel there, so it doesn't exactly create a good wall. Starting off with a Molotov towards the tunnel and then going in the anti-flash again that I just spoke about. Because Dupree is on this site, Magisk is playing more of a close angle. If he was by himself, he'd be playing more further back, but because Dupree is on this site with him, he can play this sort of close corner sort of area towards the tunnel, just holding any walk-ups that potentially might come in. Notice how they react as the lurk smoke comes in through Hunter. Dupree's just going to throw that deep HE to catch anyone off that might be behind it, and then as the T's are starting to push up short, as you can see they get contact, Magisk is wanting to sort of rotate a little bit and move around. Watch how as he's going around this lurk smoke, he's making sure to check that lurking position, okay? So he's making sure to check that there are no T's there that could catch him off before moving towards car and clearing the rest of the smoke. As he's now by himself, he feels happy to use the rest of his utility with dropping a smoke down the tunnel to prevent any more T's that might walk up. It is only when they see the bomb that he will then rotate. Until they see the bomb, he will stay on the B site and be the anchor. So as you can tell here, Astralis are playing a little bit more aggressive on this B side of Dupree, playing very close. Magisk is going to set up this jump, crouch, throw, flashbang deep into B tunnel, allowing for Dupree to get that entry onto Hunter. The lineup I'll show right now. So you're just going to crouch in this little pillar thing and then aim for the dot. Make sure you're crouching in this situation, okay? So crouch, aim here, and then just jump while crouching. It will land deep enough to flash and pop flash anyone else in tunnel. As the round gets a lot later, with about 40 or 50 seconds left on the clock, Dupree's going to be playing very close to that tunnel position, allowing Magisk to just have a smoke in his hand. So Dupree's going to be essentially the first contact, and Magisk is just going to be spotting towards tunnel and jumping on this box to look towards middle to make sure there's no B split coming in or any B pushes from mid that can happen. The reason he has a smoke out is because the time is so little and smokes last 15 seconds, as denying a push from that area. As the push finally comes in from the T with very limited time left, he's going to be playing on this big box position close, and he's going to be playing the crossfire, okay? So as soon as Dupree gets that first contact when they're running out, that is when Magisk peaks. It is not until Dupree gets the contact that Magisk will peak, as he will bring all the attention off of Magisk, allowing him to get the kill. You're going to see here that Magisk is playing on this B side, with also Dupree pretty close to him as well. Because of this, they didn't have a lot of information on any side of the T tunnel. So to make sure, as he doesn't get caught off, he's going to Molotov that right-hand side just as he crosses, so he only has to be looking at one point, okay? So he throws that, and it'll start to cross over to the close right corner of tunnel, just allowing him to look on the left side without getting caught off to potentially any players on that right side. Even though in this round, G2 threw a very nice fake to bait out a B hit for Astralis, notice how Magisk is reacting, okay? So as soon as he sees that initial smoke coming over, he's going to throw down his Molotov. He's just going to drop it straight away. Again, like I just said a few rounds back, as soon as you get any contact with the utility, anytime they use utility in this B area, use yours back, okay? You can always throw the early Molotov in tunnel, of course, early to stop any rushes if there are any. You could also get your mid player to throw that for you as well if they're nice enough. That way you can save yours for later on in the round if anything potentially happens on this B site. If not, you can just drop a smoke instead of the Molotov and kind of play around the outside of it. And so, I mean, sometimes play close to it. It really depends how you feel in the situation. But, you know, you can just spam it, try anything you really want, throw grenades in it. There's loads of different things you can do. So at the start of this round, guys, Dupree is going to throw that Molotov instead of Magisk, but Magisk is going to throw a flash directly into it, allowing for him to cross very quickly. Because of his spawn, it allows him to get there very fast, and the T's actually can't see him cross, okay? So he can be in that position and the T's won't know. However, the T's in this situation are wanting to go for a very fast B split, it seems. So because of this, the mid player is getting loads of contact, and Magisk is getting flashed out. So as soon as they throw the flash, he's just staring, he's just turning around, staring right into the wall, and then coming straight back and staring at that position again, making sure he doesn't ignore mid, okay? So he is looking towards that double door in mid to make sure he can't get shot in the back, just in case some T does slip past without them knowing. Because of this smoke is down in the tunnel, Magisk can play around it quite freely, so he can stay in this open area. You know, he doesn't have to stay in a hidey hole or like a different angle. He can be fairly out in the open because of this smoke, allowing him to play close to it, all just out in the open, all these different angles that he could be at. So again, after throwing the initial Molotov and getting this control of the right side of B, they'll just set up Dupree there, and then Magisk could be sitting back, just spamming the T smoke that they throw, and then just be jump spotting towards middle to check if there are any T's coming up. Again, in this situation, if the T's do come here, Dupree will have the first contact, and Magisk will be able to peek on his contact and create a strong bait and switch position. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching this CT Expert video. Please stay tuned for next episode. I don't know who I'm going to do next for it, but if you have any suggestions, please leave them down below. You know, you always comment what you want me to do in the next episode, and I'll read it, and I'll think if I can do it for you. If you're new, you can also subscribe to not miss out on any future content that I'm going to create, and it also helps the channel out a lot. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you very soon.